The room was mid-applause when she said his name. Not mine. Crystal glasses hovered in the air. Laughter froze halfway out of mouths. The candles burned evenly, indifferent to the shift in gravity. My wife, silk dress, practiced smile, raised her flute and thanked him for always being there, especially when it mattered. She didn't look at me. I felt the click before the pain, the quiet internal sound of something locking into place. I smiled, not because I forgave her, because I understood. I set my drink down, picked up the small black box I'd placed beside her cake, walked out without a word. No drama, no scene. The doors closed behind me like a verdict. That was the moment the gift stopped being hers. We hadn't started like this. We were a slow build once. Late nights, shared secrets, a marriage that felt like a conspiracy against the rest of the world. I financed her first business, covered her risks, took less so she could take more. Love, I thought, was leverage you never had to use. I was wrong. The man she thanked was always around, helpful, smiling, too present. I noticed the way she checked her phone when he entered a room. The way she stopped saying we when talking about wins. The way gratitude shifted direction. I didn't accuse. Accusations are for people without options. I watched. The truth arrived quietly, like most disasters do. A receipt. A calendar invite forwarded by mistake. A name saved under another name. Patterns stitched themselves together. I felt the pain fully, then filed it away. Pain is information if you don't let it drive. I stopped confronting and started preparing, she thought. I was distracted. Work, stress, distance. She didn't realize. Distance was a staging area. The gift I took back wasn't jewelry. It was control. Years earlier, when her company was bleeding cash and banks wouldn't answer calls, I created a retirement trust in her name, clean, legal, boring on paper. It quietly accumulated shares while she chased growth. She never asked for details. She trusted me. Trust cuts both ways. The trust didn't just hold equity. It held voting rights. Dormant, patient, waiting for a trigger clause. I'd written myself spousal misconduct resulting in reputational risk. I didn't invent betrayal. I documented it. Screenshots, timelines, witnesses, contracts reviewed twice by people who bill by the hour and don't ask why. By the time her birthday arrived, the trust owned 76%. I wrapped that fact in matte black paper and set it beside the cake. Monday morning came fast. You're outdated. We're done here, the CEO hissed at me in the boardroom. He thought he was firing a husband. He thought titles were power. Understood, I replied quietly. That was the moment the trust activated its voting rights. Phones buzzed. Faces changed color. The general counsel stopped breathing for a full second. Someone asked who authorized the emergency meeting. Someone else asked the better question. Who just fired the person who owned 76% of the shares? The CEO didn't look at me after that. He couldn't. Gravity had shifted again. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't have to. Control doesn't shout. By noon, he was out. By 3, the man from the birthday speech had resigned to pursue other opportunities. By 5, my wife was calling. I didn't answer. The confrontation came later in private. No audience, no cake. She cried. She denied. She blamed loneliness, pressure, misunderstanding. She asked how I could do this to her. That question always arrives late. I told her the truth calmly, precisely. I didn't do this to you, I said. I responded. She asked about the gift. I slid the box across the table. Inside was a single document. Change of control. Divorce filing. Trust amendment. The kind of paper that doesn't wrinkle when it falls. She stared at it like it might explode. I thanked him, she whispered. It didn't mean... It meant everything, I said. Public gratitude is a choice. Silence filled the room. The honest kind. The fallout was surgical. Assets separated. Narratives corrected. Friends picked sides and learned, too late, which ones mattered. I didn't smear her. I didn't need to. Truth does fine on its own when it's properly introduced.